This weekend, a final passage over Selma, Alabama's Edmund Pettus Bridge came full circle. More than 55 years after Congressman John Lewis almost died here fighting for civil rights.
Do you see that this wonderful man lived 80 years of life and did all of this work, and we get to put him down as a hero, and a lot of people didn't know him. And so then this is this great thing that we get to tap into.
A great racial justice reminder. Daytonians like Asia Gibbs, now leading her own Miami Valley civil rights movement, are using as an important reminder.
A lot of times this can be extremely tiring. And so for him to be able to take that activism work and turn it into becoming a part of our lawmaking system and getting different acts and pushing forward for our people is such a beautiful thing.
John would take time to sit and talk with anybody about anything they had to talk about.
From his role as the former international president for predominantly African-American fraternity Phi Beta Sigma, Carter Womack, who had a long-time friendship with Lewis from his home in Columbus, said paying it forward for young people was always the congressman's focus.
And he felt very strongly that having that conversation with this generation, who would then become the next generation, would understand the importance of them being engaged and committed to be one activists at whatever level they need to be.
It's time for them to come up with some solutions. No justice, no peace.
I first met Gibbs peacefully protesting the weekend after George Floyd was killed. The next day, her life changed. She stopped to move to Atlanta and created the Solution Movement. She spent the last couple of months leading her own peaceful protests and encouraging honest dialogues between different races.
My goal right now is to build meaningful relationships within our community, with the lawmakers, with the police, and with our literal community, and changing that relationship.
That, in a way, is a shared goal of other young Black Daytonians who've emerged as leaders. But it goes deeper. Deja Deming's Politics for Social Justice initiative focuses on creating a Dayton Young Black Professionals Institute.
To be trained to represent West Dayton in the local, state, and federal level.
Can I get a honk if you love West Dayton?
For Chaz Amos, his focus after George Floyd's death turned into a 15-week initiative to clean up and beautify West Dayton.
In the next 5-10 years, we won't have to wait on something bad to happen to come out and clean up the community. We won't have to wait on something bad to happen to go out and talk to our neighbor and help our neighbor.
And there's also an important economic focus for business owners like Shantae Winston.
And I just want to take everybody by the hand who I see working hard and need some help getting their brand pushed out and just be their hero.
Because we all have human rights. We all have civil rights. And that's what John Lewis stood for.
Dayton NAACP President Derek Fulward feels Montgomery County leaders are on the right track to set a state criminal justice and police reform example.
I believe it's going to serve as a model that is going to inspire.
A model that Asia Gibbs' children helped shape her commitment to when demanding change. A recent experience where she had to warn her 10-year-old son about not playing with a toy gun outside is significant in understanding her personal mission.
There's this agonizing weight. When are we going to see change?
A question John Lewis worked his entire life toward answering. After this weekend's final passage, Alabama state troopers answered in sharp contrast to 1965, this time saluting Lewis's casket. Ron L. Hunt, News Center 7.